Hey guys, it's Ep22 and welcome back to episode 22 of my Dortmund career mode. Now today's episode we have got 3 or 4 games to get through. The first game is against Marseille and that is in the Champions League, as you can see here. It's in the group stage, it's our second game to play in the Champions League group stage as well. So looking forward to that match, hopefully going to try and take top spot over United and we'll see exactly how we get on in that game. Followed by a match just 3 days later, that's against Augsburg, an away game, obviously back in the league for us to try and pick up 3 points once again. Then there's an international break I think as well, so a couple of weeks off for us before we play Hertha Berlin. That game might well be Sims, so that we can get onto the game against United, again back in the Champions League. So there's going to be switching between the Champions League and League in this episode. Looking forward though to trying to play some of these more difficult matches, particularly United, which will be to end today's episode. So looking forward to that. Before we get into things though, if we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Less than 200 subscribers away now from 17,000, so I'd really appreciate you clicking the button if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments section below if you are newly subscribed. Let's crack on with things. This is the team I'm going to go with. There's been a few tweaks to the team because I've obviously got a game in 3 days time as well, but it's still fairly strong to be honest. We've got Berkey starting in goal, we've got Alvaro there at right back for us. Akanji starts alongside Socrates, so Akanji hasn't played that much recently and so he will come into the team here. Lato at left back, Ozzykurd, Weigl and Fekir as usual in midfield. Pulisic comes in for Reut with Rodrigo up front and Bailey on the left hand side. A couple of tweaks to the team, but the guys that aren't playing that usually do will play in the next game anyway. So we'll see how we get on. Try and get ourselves 3 points. Of course, want to try and make it 2 wins from 2 so far in the Champions League campaign. Okay, then here we go for this game at home against Marseille. Looking forward to this match actually. It'll give me a little bit more of a better idea of exactly what our team are like, and obviously with a few tweaks to the side as well. It's always very interesting. You always learn a lot about your team when you make changes to the side. So curious to see exactly how individuals get on, like Akanji, and obviously Pulisic as well, who hasn't played quite as much as I'd hope so far. But again, it gives them a good opportunity to try and perform and get into the first team setup a little bit more often. Let's see how we get on, try and get ourselves a good victory here. Good delivery, and actually early on, we're just about defended. Lato running forward, needs somebody to play it to. Inside now, really good bit of play. Ozzykurd running through. Just showed a bit too much of the ball to the defender who was able to clear it out for a corner. So close, thought he should have really scored that. Ozzykurd now to deliver. It's a bit of a wild corner is that one, but Rodrigo still turn and try and shoot. Again, we've still got it. Socrates now going to try and pick out a pass if he can, and again punched away. Alvaro again getting forward, looking at a real threat for us there at right back. It's got to be a foul, and it has been given by the referee. Not having too many clear-cut chances at the moment, really struggling to find good opportunities, having to go out wide, and it doesn't really work for us when we don't have Batshuayi in the box to cross to. So we've got to try and find a different route. It's going to have to be a bit more passing, I think a bit more central than what it has been so far. Maybe this free kick could lead to something. Let's wait and see if we can get it up and over the wall here with Fekir, and at the wall. Good chance for Bailey here. Should get there. Still going. Ball into Pulisic. Oh, good header. That's our best chance of the game. He had a free header in the end. He lost his man, but saved by Steve Van Dander. Oh, no. Oh, if only the finish was better there. That would have been such a good chance for them. They should do better, I think, there as well, Marseille. Germain's clean through there. We can't really do too much about that. He just needs to take a touch and shoot, and he tries to hit it first time. In the end, it is wildly over. Oh, well played. Rodrigo's won it back. Oh, what a save, Steve Mandanda. That's a huge mistake from the defender. Tries to clear it. We managed to block it and then play it across. And Mandanda saved Marseille there. How we're not winning this game now, I have no idea because we're all over them. They're struggling really to cope with us, but yet we're still not managing to get that goal. And Steve Mandanda's kept them in it so far. Got to find a way through before half-time. Pulisic still going. Falls to Fekir, who will lose it. Well, half-time, 0-0. Very frustrating first half for us. Really disappointed that we haven't managed to do more with that because we've had good chances. We've had a lot of the ball. We've been in their half and their box a lot. We've just not scored. Not good enough. But Steve Mandanda saves them a lot of the time there. We've got to make sure we're more clinical. Otherwise, this could end up being a bit more of a close game than it should be. Rodrigo gonna shoot. Oh, good save from Mandanda. That's more like it from us. We have to be a bit more direct. Bit more central, I think, as well in this half because it just didn't work when we were out wide before. Good chance here for Marseille. All up at the post. Thought they'd scored. Probably should do as well. That's really, really close. That's the first chance of the second half that they've had. And I was very sure they'd taken the lead there. Would have been against the run of play. They have had 1 or 2 chances, but not to the extent that we've dominated in this match so far. And another chance for us again, but not enough behind that. Pulisic inside to Rodrigo, takes a touch, cuts back inside, still trying to find a pass, and it was too crowded. Look how many players they have in there. Must have been 8 players in the box at least there. The goalkeeper would have made it 9, I'd imagine, as well. So we're just really struggling to break them down properly. They're throwing a lot of players into the box to try and stop us from scoring, and at the moment it's working. We might have to make a change here. Lato to shoot from range. it's not going to do too much. First two changes, Zlatan and Sanson to come on. We'll take off Weigl and Fekir. Rodrigo dropped down into centre attacking mid. Fekir's going to come off to try and rest him a little bit. Also, I just don't feel like it's his sort of game, really. He's not been given the sort of space that he's used to, and so he's struggling to impact us. We need someone a little bit taller in the box. I was going to go Batshuayi, but he might still come on, to be honest, but I've got other games to also think about as well. Aussie Cup, now into Weigl. You got to score this. Go on. Oh, saved. Still waiting for the subs to come on. Ball through here to Fekir. 10 minutes to go. Still waiting for the substitutes. Fekir now to deliver into the back post. Bailey heads over the bar. And the subs can come on now, but it's a little bit too late, really. It's only giving them 10 minutes. Also, Bailey should have done much better with that header, by the way, at the back post there. Totally free. Should really do so much better. I think we might even make the third change now. Yeah, Batshuayi to come on as well. We will end up taking off Aussie Cup. Rodrigo's going to go play as a centre mid for us, alongside Sanson, who's obviously playing against his former club now. 10 minutes to go. It's obviously risky going 4-2-4. Sometimes it works, sometimes it really backfires, but I'm just going to go all out here to try and get 3 points. Zlatan has it. Chance for him to get going. Needs some support. Can't run by himself. He's got Batshuayi to play it too. Oh, come on. Somebody do something. Zlatan's very far out here. And I'm not very good at free kicks. I'm tempted to just lay this one off, and hopefully Zlatan's on the end of it. Okay, let's see whether this works or not. Zlatan's going to lay it off instead. It's going to be Bailey to shoot. Blocked. And that's probably going to be the last chance of the game. 0-0. What a rubbish game that was. It really did have that sort of feeling to it, though, where you just weren't going to get anything from the game. I felt it in the first half, and we just kept on having half chances and didn't really create anything too clear-cut. And when we did, we just didn't really seem like taking it at all. 17 shots, 9 on target. 0 goals. Pretty pathetic, really. A lot of wasted chances, quite clearly, but also it should be said that Mandanda did play very well in that first half in particular, and kept it in the game. But it's 2 points dropped for us. That's very clear for me that we have dropped 2 points there. And so we're going to try and gain points over United by beating them, because I suspect they probably won their game. Okay, we go for this next game now against Augsburg. We've got Berkey again starting goal, Alvaro again at right back, SANE and Divin this time at centre back with Guerrero as our left back. Dahoud, Fekir and Weigl in midfield with Royce, Batshuayi and Bailey start as our front three. Royce comes back into the team, and this is the bench I've gone with as well. Not too dissimilar to the bench that we just had out, but let's see if we can get ourselves a better result than the last game. We've got to try and perform much better and take our chances, and yeah, just create more chances as well that are a bit more clear-cut than what we did. We have won 5 out of 5 games in the league at the moment, so we are in good form, so hopefully that can continue in this competition. Okay, then we go for this game against Augsburg. Let's see how we get on. Try and bounce back from a disappointing result in the last game by getting ourselves a better victory here. So let's see how we get on. We should really be beating this team, but it's the last game before the international break with our strongest possible team, I'd say, on paper. So yeah, I guess we wait and see exactly what comes of it. Okay, running forward now, waiting for the pass. Oh, it's not good enough. You've got to use the ball better there. Okay, again, going to try and shoot. That's more like it. Finally. Being, again, a bit sloppy to start off this game, but that shot's kind of ignited things, hopefully, a little bit for us here. Royce going to deliver. Divin is in there, but headed away as far as Bailey. Now Guerrero going to try and take a shot, and it's blocked. Good chance, really good chance. What a save. Should be 1-0 Augsburg. Really, really good save by the goalkeeper there. He's kept us in that. That's not good enough defending again. We've been hit on the break a little bit there. We've not coped at all with that passing. We're struggling a little bit. We're looking very much out of character again in this game, which is a bit frustrating. We're just, yeah, we're very sloppy on the ball, losing it in good positions, and that's similar to what happened in the last match. In fact, in the last match, we weren't even getting in good positions. Batshuayi over to Bailey. Great chance for Bailey. Best chance of the game so far, and he's pulled off a great save as the keeper. That's unbelievable as that. Should be 1-0 to us, although you could argue they should have had a goal as well, but we've not really looked ourselves at all in this match, but that's our best opportunity so far. About 8 minutes left before the break. Ball goes in and again, goes straight back out again. We don't do anything from corners. It's painful to watch. Need to start using set pieces much better than we do, because we have a couple of tall players, but never seem to use it. And again, saved. Should do better once again. We just can't seem to get past any keeper at the moment. Don't know what's going on. Okay, playing it over to Bailey. Needs someone to get into the middle. We have to wait for Batshuayi to arrive. He's there and can't get there. Defender beats him to it. And another corner. Got to do more from these corners. Keep wasting them. We're going to go short and Guerrero's going to deliver. What a ball in. You have to get that on target, SANE. That is so disappointing. And sums up the first half for us. Really, really frustrating. Really frustrating first half. It's not been terrible, but it's really not been good at all. It's been very, very average. We've been very sloppy on the ball, and again, just not looked like ourselves. I'm struggling to find out what's going on at the moment, really. But our best players aren't performing at all. Fekir's look rubbish. Royce has looked rubbish as well. So we're really, really struggling to have a bit of quality. We're struggling to take our chances. I'm going to take Fekir off because I think he's been a bit of an issue for us, if anything, in that first half. So we are going to bring on Sancho. We're going to put Royce down the middle and Sancho on the right-hand side. But strange to have to take Fekir off, but he has been that bad for us. There's a lack of movement around Batshuayi, which is really worrying. They both stood on each other. The centre attacking mid and striker always stood on each other. You've got to have a bit of movement between them to allow players to run beyond the defence. It's just not worked at all so far. And I hope that can change in the second half. Bailey now to try and keep the attack alive, but they've won it back. Weigl running forward. Batshuayi has to make the right run. He's played it to Sancho for some reason. Back across to Batshuayi and cut out. The passing has been so off in this episode. It's unbelievable how bad we've been. So sloppy on the ball. We just not seem to get it to the right players at the right times. Batshuayi turns, shoots, finally scores. 1-0. We're taking the lead, and I can stop moaning for a little bit at least. 63 minutes in, Batshuayi with a really good turn, just beats his man completely, not quite closed down by the other centre-back, and just allowed to turn and shoot, and also he's always going to score really from that range. 1-0, finally we've taken the lead. Roy's going to have to try and play this one short to Sancho. Go on, that's a great ball in if anyone's going to get there. Oh, we have done... Is that a goal? That's in! It's counted as well. I was worried it was going to be offside, but it's 2-0, and that set piece has worked perfectly for us. SANE this time gets it on target and scores. 2-0, doubled our lead, and that's just, I think, 5 or 10 minutes after that first goal as well. Really, really impressive stuff, actually. I was had to play the corner a little bit in a bizarre position, but delivery has worked out perfectly for us there from Sancho. Great ball into a dangerous area. SANE wants it more than the defender does. Wins it, and it's 2-0. Impressed with that. That's more like it. Okay, second change. We're going to bring on Rodrigo, take off Bailey. Bailey struggled a little bit as well, to be honest. He hasn't had a great game. Not many players have, really, but he's not looked great. And so we'll put Rodrigo on the left-hand side instead now for the final 20 minutes. Final change. Guerrero took him off. We're going to bring on Lato, just try and replace him for the final 12 minutes and just freshen things up slightly in defence. Lato over to Rodrigo. Rodrigo going to deliver. Good chance for Sancho. Oh, trying to get there. Never really looked favourite, did he? But out for a corner. And we're going to try and do what we did last time and play this short if we can. Roy's going to look for Weigl. What's his delivery going to be like? That's more like it again. Can it work? It has done for a third. And I think it's SANE once again who gets himself another goal. That's 2 for the centre-back. And it's 3-0. That little reverse pass that we do to the edge of the box seems to keep working for us here. And it's led to another goal. It's the exact same move we did before. And it's worked again for us. SANE this time, I think on the volley, hits it into the exact same spot. It's 3-0. And yeah, 3-0 victory really does flatter us in terms of performance. But there you go. We'll happily take it. I'm not going to do any complaining about that. But it's really good bit of play. And a fantastic finish from the captain. 3-0. Oh, for a hat-trick with 5 minutes to go. Just need another corner. That's it. 3-0 victory. I can smile a little bit about that because obviously it's a good result in the end, a good scoreline at least, but the performance not good enough consistently throughout that game. So frustrating in that sense, but good that we get 3 goals in the end as well as a clean sheet. SANE getting 2 of them as well, I think pretty much sums up how our attack's doing at the moment. We really are struggling to be consistently good going forward. But yeah, it only seems to be in this episode, so I say we're struggling, but in this game and the last one we've struggled. In the previous games we've looked very good actually so far this season. But another victory for us. That's 6 from 6 now in the league. So again, not dropped any points in the league. So I can't really have too many complaints, but certainly performance not good enough once again. Got to try and improve things once we get back, obviously, from the international break. And I think we'll sim that opening game that we have against Berlin so we can then get on to the game against United. So over the international break, there's obviously an opportunity to try and continue to train up our youngsters. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. Most of those guys won't be going, obviously, with international duty. Zagadou goes up to 75 overall. That's fantastic news. Continues to grow again for us. He's looked really good so far this season in terms of his growth. Just need to get a bit more game time for him. He's had 1 or 2 appearances, I think, so far. It's obviously tricky. He's competing against some really good defenders. Transfer talks break down again for Yanni. That was the deal I tried to complete in between episodes, but that's again broken down. Yarmolenko is sold, though. He leaves and joins Leverkusen. We get £19 million added onto our budget once he eventually goes in the next transfer window. And Casillas not happy with his playing time. He's 37. He's 80 overall. He was never going to play much. We'll certainly try and get him in the team whenever we can, but obviously if Berkey's available, then I'm probably going to pick him. Seems like our young goalkeeper must have gone out on international duty, so we're going to have to try and find some other players to fill those spaces. And so what we'll do is we'll bring in Lato and Sancho for another drill as well, so we'll see how we get on this week. Not expecting any big progress or anything, but we'll wait and find out. Just a few stats going up again across the board. Another bid in for Yanni, our young striker, going to again accept it. Probably will break down once again, but we'll wait and see. Okay, now to this game against Berlin. We are going to sim the match. Zlatan asked to start this game, so he will start the match. We've also made some other changes as well. We want to obviously have our strongest team out for the game against United in 3 days' time, so we have prioritised those players. Pulisic gets injured 2 minutes in. That's not a good start for us. He won't come off though, which is typical, so that injury might worsen. We'll wait and see how bad it is after the game. Approaching half-time, still remains 0-0, and we are going to go into the second half at 0-0. Sancho gets sent off, 2 yellow cards. That's not a good start to the second half either. Yarmolenko has come on though for Pulisic, and with 20 minutes to go, we're still not managing to take the lead here. That's not good. Yarmolenko does though, and with 5 minutes to go, they've gone and equalised. It finishes 1-1. We drop our first points of the season, and yeah, it's a bit gutting there because we should beat them pretty comfortably. Even with such a changed team, it's miles better than theirs. But there you go, sometimes happens, and again means that it's a bit more competitive, hopefully for us at the top of the league. We will now focus on the game against United. That is a match we're going to play to finish off today's episode, and this week we do again have plenty of stats going up, but no change in overall. Okay, player injured, Pulisic out for 4 months with a broken tibia. So he played, what, a good 50 minutes with a broken tibia. They kept him on the pitch despite getting injured 2 minutes in, and now he's out for 4 months. So that's good, with Yarmolenko on the way out in January as well. Okay, player suspended as well. That's Sancho with a 1-match ban. Oh, that's kind of reminded me why I don't sim many matches. But those sort of games are just pointless being played, usually, because you just win easily. But that's obviously mixed things up a little bit for us. But it's a good challenge. We'll take on the challenge. Okay, this is the team going to go with the game against United to finish off the episode. Berkey starts in goal. Alvaro at right back again. SANE and Divin this time at centre back with Guerrero as our left back. Ozzy Cup, Weigl and Fekir again in midfield. Got to try and get better performances from those guys. Fekir and Ozzy Cup in particular are players that haven't done so good in today's episode. Royce, Batshuayi and Bailey again starts our front three. This dimension I've gone with Zagadou, Lato, Dendoka, Sanson, Yarmolenko, Zlatan and Rodrigo all on there. So let's see how we get on. Can we end the episode with a good performance? That's all I want, a good performance. I don't even really care what the scoreline finishes. Let's just play well. If we win, then United will go to second. We'll obviously overtake them because they clearly must have drawn to Basel themselves. Okay, here we go for this game at Old Trafford against United. Let's find out how we get on. Try and get ourselves that victory that we really, really want in order to overtake them and obviously lead the group if we can. Let's wait and see. I imagine they've made some changes, so it's going to be quite a tough game, especially in our current form. Guerrero running forward. Going to now try and pick out Batshuayi to open up his body and shoot. Oh, it's a good start. Better. Who the hell's Martins? And why is he so fast? Oof, takes a shot. I was a little bit worried for a second, but didn't quite have the finish on him. Ozzy Cup into Bailey. Opens up his body. Shoots. Oh, thought he'd scored. Flies it over the bar. Must have been saved somewhere along the line there because it was very, very close. Was it a deflection or saved? Oh, he has saved it as well. We smashed that one really hard at him. We get something behind it, and Ozzy Cup now going to deliver. Could have maybe played it short, but we'll go for Royce if we can, and head it clear. Oh, no. That touch has got away from us there. What a save from the keeper. Whew, end-to-end stuff. Both teams really attack each other at the moment. We've got to defend and hold on for now. Martins to deliver. He's looking really good. No idea who he is still, though. Batshuayi. Over to Ozzy Cup, now running forward. There we go, that's more like it from the midfielder. Looking across, it has to be a goal, and it is. It's 1-0, that's fantastic football. Finally, somebody wanting to try and beat a couple of players. Ozzy Cup's done that, he's broken into the box. And it's a really good move from Bailey, actually. Gets his positioning right, gets his movement really, really good there. Spot on from him, gets into the middle of the pack, and it's allowed to be played to, and they're not going to be able to intercept that. It's just such good play. Into that little corridor between the defence and goalkeeper, and he manages to poke it home, 1-0. Royce looking for a switch there to Bailey. It's a really good pass if he can get there, and it seems like he can. Bailey takes a touch, good look for Batshuayi at the back post. It has to be. Oh, intercepted Bailey off the post as well. What is going on? How close was that to a second? Two good chances, both of which narrowly missed and eventually cleared by the United defence. So close to doubling our lead. Really want to do that as well before half-time. I'm going to take a bit more of control of this game, but at the moment it's still end-to-end. Half-time, winning the game 1-0 still. A very competitive game, this one. It's very much end-to-end as well, which is making things quite exciting. I guess we'll wait to see exactly what happens in the second half. Martins has looked a real threat for United as well, so we've got to watch out for him. He's constantly running at us, trying to create chances and having shots, so Got to try and stop that from happening as much as we can. Yeah, swap play for Kerr. Beats Bailly to it. Now running into the box. Has to try and find the right pass or maybe even shoot himself. Oh, so close. Don't even know that it was saved or whether it was blocked. I couldn't quite tell. Happened so quickly. Guerrero gets to this one. Now he'll for a cross back in there. And it's into the only area where there's nobody there. For Kerr. Now through to Bailly. Is he onside though? Bailey's take another touch and shoot. Saved. He's got to score that. It's got to be much better. If you're going to be one of the better players and influence the matches and, you know, obviously win games forward, you've got to score those chances. That's not good enough from him. Not enough power behind it. Didn't ever look like he was going to really score. Comfortable save for De Gea. Should have doubled our lead. Hopefully don't get punished for that. But that's not good. Okay, first change. Rodrigo to come on. We're going to take off Fekir again. Still looking for him to influence the match a bit more. Don't know what's really happened in today's episode. Seems to have struggled a little bit. Can't really play in the sort of areas that he wanted to usually, and so he has kind of been strangled a little bit. In that sort of central attacking mid position, he's really struggled to get a grip of the game, and yeah, we are going to bring on Rodrigo now to try and change things a little bit for us. Let's see how that works out. Hopefully try and stop United's attacks as well. Look for that ball in behind now to Batshuayi. That's good. He's only got a couple more players to beat, but he doesn't have much support still going here. Look for that ball, and what an interception. That had to be the pass through, but defenders managed to get there somehow, and we still attack again. Now over to Guerrero. Batshuayi maybe to turn and shoot. What the hell's that for a touch? Royce has to be free to shoot and score there, and it's offside. What a mess. What a mess. Final two changes, Yarmolenko and Dendoncker to come on. We're going to take off Ozzy Cup and Bailey. We'll see how that goes now. Yeah, obviously again wanted to try and freshen things up, but also try and secure our victory still. Not too much longer left, and very much on the edges this game. Go on, Rodrigo. Use your pace. Get past Umtiti. He's still going. Rodrigo to finish this. Oh, saved by De Gea. Followed up, but cleared. Oh, this game has to be put to bed, and we've still not managed it. So annoying. Got to clear that better. You're absolutely useless. There's so many issues there. And SANE, I'm going to really have to go at him in a minute because that is dreadful. Oh, this is painful. We just conceded there. United scoring very late on. SANE, again, just going to head this one out. And I don't know why he goes for his foot there. Just going to head it out, get it clear. And instead we've done that. That gets blocked, does that clearance. That pass doesn't get allowed to happen. And where's SANE going here? Watch SANE. He's with Pogba, and then he steps up, keeps going. Oh, he's out of position. Now no one else is with Pogba or in that area at all, or Sanchez through, and it's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. 1-1. It was always bound to happen though, because we have looked, well, not good enough at all, not being clinical enough. Useless really in this episode. Our performances have been really, really bad. Not like ourselves at all. And just haven't been ruthless enough. 1-1 it finishes. Feels like a defeat, it really does, because we've had opportunities, we've not taken them. Should have won the game, we didn't. Really, really bad. But it always looked like it was going to happen, and that was the more frustrating thing. You could kind of see it was going to happen if we didn't get the second goal. We didn't get the second goal, and it happens. So there you go. It's only a point. It's not like we've lost the game to them or anything like that. But we should have won, so it really does hurt when you've done that in the 90th minute. It happens, and there's opportunities obviously for us to be able to leapfrog them at a later stage, but yeah, that's a bit gutting to say the least. So overall, a pretty poor display in today's episode. Really don't know what's going on with the performances, not being good enough at all, not being ourselves in this episode. So we've really got to try and get back to that sort of level next episode if we can, because obviously we've started off the season really well. Other than this episode, we've been fantastic. We've been performing pretty well, getting ourselves really good results. We seem to have just slipped up a little bit in these fixtures today. Obviously, we got one victory in the league for us, but then in the Champions League, we've dropped points. So a bit disappointed is an understatement, really. But again, we've got to try and bounce back next episode. That pretty much concludes things. No real positives to take from this episode, other than I suppose we did win in the league, despite not playing great for most of the match. So that's maybe the only positive we can get from it. But anyway, that's everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at GamefaceHD and on Instagram at GamefaceHD as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.